Hey guys, and welcome back to the Chaotic Kitz Channel, where I, Michelle, document my life here on YouTube as I try to become a full-time author while also traverse the world with multiple personalities. If that sounds interesting to you, stick around. But today we are going to be having a discussion about my discernment into the Catholic religious life, and so if that sounds interesting to you, stick around. But if not, I understand, and you don't have to watch this video. But yeah, let's get into it, shall we? Hey guys, so today we are talking about my discernment into religious life. I will let you guys know I am still very, very much feeling passionate about this and wanting to continue on this journey. And I'm fully aware this is going to be a very Catholic talk. I'm going to be talking about, possibly some ways that God speaks to me. And you guys can think this is religious trauma and religious delusions and stuff. You can think whatever you want, but I know it's God speaking to me. And if you have negative comments to say, just get off this video. I don't want to hear it. Especially negative negative comments. I don't want to hear it, okay? Well, you guys can say it, but I'm just not going to reply to you, I feel this so fervently in my heart and in my chest that God is calling me to religious life. And just how, I don't know, how everything in my life is falling into place slightly. Well, not falling into place slightly, but everything is slowly falling into place. And I know this is just right now. And part of me is what if I have a really bad time and I just can't? But I will say, I've been going on this for over a month now, or actually less than a month. But I just still feel so called. And I was going through a depression with my mom's birthday, mom's birthday this Saturday. And I'm just I still feel called to God. And yesterday, I had two events that I did back to back. Well, not back to back. It was one in the morning and one in the evening. But I had these two events that only enforced my, spiritual desire to do this. Because, for me, I have always felt so alone, in my society. I don't know if that's the right word, but, I feel so alone in my house, but also with my own family. I feel I am very close with them, but also a little standoffish, except with my older brother, just because I live with him. But, say with my sister, I feel standoffish with her just because, I want to tell her more about my life, but she's always around her kids, so it's hard for me to open up completely. And she also is someone who doesn't necessarily understand mental health, so it's just there's barriers blocking us. And then my older younger brother, sorry, he just has no desire to listen to me at all. And like I said, my oldest brother, he understands me pretty well because I lived with him for 3 years. But ever since I left his house, I have grown. People around me have seen my growth. And even me taking care of my body, my physical body, health-wise, speaks volumes. Because, I used to not care about my looks and my appearance. But, just feeling better in my body. Everything is just expanded tenfold. And honestly, a lot of that, I feel has to deal with the miraculous medal that I wear every day. I've been wearing this consistently probably since the beginning of March. Probably even before then. I honestly don't know. I've just been wearing it, I feel forever. But it's just, and I wear it on the outside of my clothes because I want people to know that I love Mary, and Mary is here to protect me at all times. And just shows I am Catholic. I am not ashamed of my faith. Yeah, but I feel ever since I've been wearing this, and with the miraculous medal, this is Jesus. This is supposed to be a healing. It's supposed to heal us. And I feel that healing. And, especially right now, like, I just did a journaling session for the first time in what feels like forever. But I did a journaling session where my altars, my 3 pen names, and a couple of my other altars, like, they openly talked. Well, they didn't talk, but one of my parts talked about how the headspace looks different, and how how everything is set up differently. Like, Maris, one of my altars, who's a pen name, she used to not have a room. She now has a room. And, like, Soda, like, her room is, like, very much connected to Shelly and Grace's room. And, like, they all kind of have the same, like, aesthetic. Well, not aesthetic, but they have the same appearance. Like, they have an open doorway. They have like, a window spot. But it doesn't have glass. It's just open air. And, like, each one just has their different vibe. And I'm curious why one of them has, like, what I describe as an island aesthetic, just because we associate it with, like, Sims 4 Solani Pack, like, that kind of vibe. But, like, just seeing how different their rooms are, and even they look a little bit different. Not necessarily a huge dramatic change, but, like, Maris. Maris used to have these little Marises that would influence everyone's stories. These little Marises look vastly different. They still have, like, their almost cosmic appearance. Like, they look like galaxies almost, in, like, a physical form. But, like, you can tell they've got different characteristics to them, and they're not all small children. Like, they range from a vast level of different ages. Different age ranges. But it's just so cool to see this difference. And, like, even I had a fusion between 3 altars who are now down to 2 altars, but another altar changed a little bit. But just getting to see these different altars and how they appear. Now, I don't know their names, but, like, just how they appear and how they take elements from other pen mates and then evolve into something new. It's so, so beautiful. And, like, as we continue to grow, each of our altars has this essence of the Catholic faith, of Jesus, of Mary, of God, like, of how essential they are to our healing. And, like I said, you guys can think this is a delusion or anything, but, like, it feels so core to who we are. Like, we were born and raised Catholic, so it makes sense as to why the Catholic faith is so connected to who we are. But yeah, like, little things around our personal life has just been changing, and it's so, so beautiful to see. And I want to see what will happen as we continue to grow, because as we continue to grow, it'll only get more and more beautiful. And, like, I know, like, people talk about final fusion, where all the altars combine into one. Like, I don't necessarily think that'll happen for us, just because we do have our multiple pen names. But just the essence of each of them, I don't know, everything is so, so beautiful. Words cannot describe how beautiful things are right now. And this is after a very rough point. And, everything, like, the more pressure you put on something, more pressure you put on something, but the more, like, drama and stuff, I feel like the more beautiful the being, which is weird to say, but, I think we're going to become a beautiful, beautiful being. I'm going to take a little break, and then we're going to talk about some conversations / meetings I've been having, meetings as in, like, these events that I've been going to that have to deal with the religious life. Not religious life, but just Catholic faith in general. So I'll be right back. Okay, so yesterday, I went to 2 events. One was a breakfast with a bunch of ladies from a local town. It was absolutely beautiful. There were songs, and I listened to one of my friends who gave a lovely speech about hope and how her mental health, of how, like, I look at this friend as my spiritual grandmother. Her and her sister and everyone who used to work at this local shop, like, I look at them as if they are my religious sisters. I mean, my religious grandmas. And just how beautiful of a being they are, you know? Like, I don't know how else to describe it, their growth as a person. I mean, not growth as a person, but how much I've grown from seeing them. And this talk of how she was suffering with suicidal ideation, and she was in the mental hospital for 5 weeks in one shot. And, you know, how she slowly kept getting better and better with the help of God and with the grace of God, which I truly think is the same thing that I'm going through. But there were just so many amazing people that I was seeing and meeting, and it was great. Which, like, whenever I'm at these religious, like, events, I feel so connected with people. Like, I will say it's like there's a difference between like these going to these religious masses, like religious events, and like going to like say Saturday, or I mean not Saturday, but like going to weekday masses, and then the comparison from like going to Saturday masses. Like Saturday masses feel like that's my bare minimum I have to do because I want to be in the presence of the Eucharist, but like those are like commitments that I always do. While doing these religious events, these daily masses, like, they don't feel like a hard, concrete scheduled thing. Like, they feel more, they are concrete, but, like, they just feel more open and stuff. Like, these people that are going there are more in tune with their connections, you know? So it's so beautiful, and I absolutely love it. But the one that I did later that night was about the 7 last words of Jesus. So if you guys do not know, Easter is very much coming up. And these 7 last words of Jesus spoke to me so beautifully. Like, it was the whole, I was going to say aesthetic. The whole, like, event was so beautiful. I cannot describe how beautiful it was. And, like, each of the different, Bible verses, you know, like, then there were slides to go with it, and, like, it was, I don't know, like, it was so beautiful, and, like, obviously each statement of Jesus had a different, like, thing that we needed to, like, what God, like, what we need to do in salvation, like, what to do for to get to heaven and stuff. And as I sat in each one of these moments, like, I'm just going to talk about the first word, forgiveness. Like, I sat there and I was like, okay, God, what do I need to do? Like, who do I need to forgive to move forward and to get to this point where, because, like, I said it one time, like, I was like, I kind of want to be a saint, you know? Again, a joke that started, but I'm like, you know, I partially true. Like, I want to be the saint that helps the world. And, like, especially inspires the world through my writings and stuff. And, what happened was, like, at first, me and my altars were like, oh, we need to forgive the priest. But I'm like, why would we need to forgive the priest? Like, but then God was like, forgive yourself. And we almost cried. Like, there's a few tears as we were like, ouch. Like, that hurt. Like, we have to forgive our younger self. And, like, last night we had a dream that I'm not going to go into detail, but this dream that just had weird things going on. So then this morning we looked up, like, okay, if you dream about blah, 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 what does that mean? And the answer came up to, like, your trauma, like, you have a traumatized inner child that is bursting out, like, wants to burst out and get help. And I'm like, dang it! Why does this have to hit so hard? Cause, like, I like to think of myself as I'm healed, you know, but, like, that's not true. Everyone has their points that they need to continue to heal from. And it hurt me when it said, forgive yourself. And then every time, like, every word, so, like, the forgiveness, salvation, relationship, abandonment, distress, triumph, and reunion, each word hit me like a ton of bricks. Some of them made me, like, tear up, and I wasn't going to actively cry in church because that felt weird. But, like, it was just, like, those moments where you're just like, okay, I hear you loud and clear, God. I want to do these steps. I'm going to actively do these steps to get better. And, like, right now I am taking it slow with my whole nun training, as I say. Like, I want to work up to getting up at 4:30 every morning and staying up until 9:30 at night. That is a little bit of a process just because some days are good days, some days are bad days. But just the fact that, like, we're working to it. And, like, even the things we're working to now, like, we're working on now. So, like, getting up at 6:30, staying up until 9:30. Like, we can implement things in our life that continue to grow us. Like, we can take the morning from, like, 6:30 till 7:30, who knows? And just sit there in the presence of God. Sit there and be like, okay, I am listening. What are you trying to tell me, And, like, my friend gave me this rosary, like, from her trip that she went to Medjugorje. And it is absolutely gorgeous, and it feels so, so holy. And, like, even in it, there's this, like, part here, that has, I believe, the dirt of the trip, like, the earth from Medjugorje. And I'm just like, this is so, so cool. And so essential to who I want to be. And I just, like, I prayed this rosary last night, after I learned that my great aunt had passed away. And I'm just like, these essences, these parts of my life that keep coming up are just telling me, like, I'm on the right track. And, like, the prayer, like, after I did this road, like, I did a sorrowful mystery for this, for my aunts and uncles. And then, I watched a video by Gabi, I don't know his last name, but I watched this video, and it was just so cool. And then I went to the service for the 7 last words, and I was just like, I was hit by a ton of bricks, and I'm just like, this is so, so cool, and I love it, which only makes me know that I'm on the right track, and this is something I will say, like, I hope and dream that everyone out there will get to experience this feeling of confirmation that you are on the right path. And just know that, like, no matter where you've been on the road, like, God still loves you. He still wants you to be with him. And, like, those of us who are Catholic or Christian, like, I feel like a lot of Catholic Christian people, like, they judge people. But we're not meant to judge. We are just meant to to share happiness with those around us, like, we are meant to share our work, like, our experiences, and, like, not share them in, like, preachy ways, but, like, just listen and communicate with others, because, like, as Mother Teresa said, like, we are not meant to, like, okay, I'm paraphrasing this, but, like, we're not meant to, like, affect the world as a whole right away. We're meant to take that one person in front of you and change their life and, like, have that connection with somebody. And I'm just like, I feel that so, so much. And, like, even, like, same with my books, like, I feel like that's how I want to write. Like, I want to inspire just that one person who, like, reads Bugstopia books or reads my picture books about saints or anything like that, like, reads those aspects and just am, like, connected, like, that core essence. And it's so, so cool, and I love it. Yeah, I love it, and I can't wait to share more of these experiences with you guys. I need to take a little break. I need to get something to drink. And we'll be back for this conversation that I just had with my priest, about the whole discernment and stuff. And yeah, I will be right back, okay? Bye. Okay, so with my conversation about the priest, I found it so inspiring. But also I learned a lot of things, which was so great. But then we got on this conversation about prayer life, and I told him, like, oh, I do evening prayer, but I'm kind of getting lax on doing other prayers, And so he gave me this book, the An Introduction to Prayer. This is by Bishop Robert Barron. I watched some of his videos, especially about like him praying whatever mystery we're on. And I was just looking through this book, and there's several different parts. There's 7 different parts. So like the 7 different parts are like part 1, what is prayer? Part 2, principles of prayer. Part 3, types of prayer. Part 4, hold on, let me flip the page. Part 4, contemplative prayer. Part 5, liturgical prayer. Part 6, devotional prayer. And Chapter 7, spiritual prayer. And like these are all essence that I've been keep hearing about, but I never get to. I've never opened up about it, or like I don't know, I've never learned about it. And like it was just I don't know, like I don't know how to say this, but like every person I talk to about religious life and joining it, like it only seems to enhance like my desire to do it. And you know, I've been hesitant. I'm like, what if this is just a feeling I'm having now? But every person I talk to, every video I watch about the Catholic faith just enforces me that this is the right path. This is who I am meant to be, you know? And, you know, it's going to mean that I sacrifice things. But sacrifice is good. Suffering the small ways, say like with maybe losing this channel, you know, like having to sacrifice this channel to become the true person I'm meant to be, like those are all things I'm willing to take. Those are all steps that I'm willing to take in pursuit of God, in pursuit of becoming a saint, in pursuit of doing whatever God wants me to do. And it's just so cool. It's so, so cool, and I love it. I love it every step of the way. And, yeah. I don't know if this is making sense or anything, or if you guys are even watching this video, but I'm definitely falling in love with God. I am definitely wanting to be his bride, as this is the path I want to take. And, you know, I'm thinking about this summer, because obviously we're going to get started with the house again. And just because we're working on the house doesn't mean I'm not going to stay true and faithful to my religious journey. Like, I am going to tell my dad, like, once we take a lunch break, up until 1 o'clock, I am going to be at a church praying a rosary. Like, from whatever time we get done till 1 o'clock. Like, 1 o'clock, after 1, we can get back to work. But from that time frame, that is my time to be with God. And then at 5 o'clock, from 5 to 7, that's my religious time again. Or even later. I'm okay with later. And then, like, in the morning, I'm going to try to start getting up at 6. From 6 to 7, do that as my religious time. You know, like, I'm going to incorporate these 3 different times of my day to religious life, to prayer, because prayer is so, so important. And, you know, maybe some days I don't pray, but I look at the Bible, I read these books, and I just feel immersed. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, so, I don't know what to say. But yeah, this, like, becoming a religious sister is definitely something that I'm on fire for. And I'm going to do everything in my power to continue to grow, continue to get closer to God. Because that's what one of the 7 last words was, like, relationship. And I can't remember them all right now, so I'm going to flip over to that page. But the relationship, just, like, and salvation, like, spending time with God and Mary, spending time with them and growing and just being with them. Like, that's what I want. I just want to be close to them. And, yeah. I don't know what else to say. I really enjoyed this. If you guys have anything you would like to say, go ahead and leave it down in the comments. If you are hate watching this, also leave a comment down below telling me how much you hate this or how much I might be whatever you think. I don't care. But I would love to hear you guys' comments on this. And, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of all I got to say. I hope you guys all have a lovely day, and I'll see you guys next time with a video about working on JJ's story. So yeah, hope you guys all enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time, okay? Bye!